Yeah. How's it going, people? How you feeling? How you doing? How's it feeling? How's it hanging? How was your day today as I'm chilling back here with the peoples? I'm chilling here home around with my Bruce Lee as a DJ shirt, right? Imagine Bruce Lee came back and was a DJ, rocking the turntables, the ones and twos. But of course, this is your boy Marwan, hoping that we get a good group in here. There's been some sort of update that some people might be of interest. And as you all know, I am your resident legal mind. I am your resident legal mind. More like a law professor than someone who's always been in court. That's not my world. Always being in court, ladies and gentlemen. No, 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 no. We litigate and settle things in the background. I haven't been to court. I mean, I think I was in court once. But let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy Marwan. Yes, legally educated here in New Jersey. Maybe I'll tell you which school. Who cares? And after the second attempt, I passed arguably the most difficult bar exam in the country. I believe California was the most difficult, and then New York, right there. So I'm thankful for that. Who we got in the building? Claudia. Miami pushed the limit. Yeah, Empress. Wow. Nikki Justice on the run. Where your videos at, Nikki Justice? T. Nicole, hello. Nikki Justice, are you on the run from doing videos? I haven't heard your voice in a while. I need to hear Nikki Justice's voice. Very important, very crucial, and very necessary. H2O Savior, Lania, Israel, Milika, Petrusik, and Yabi. I've been thinking it was YABL Designs this whole time. Yabi. Yabi. Yeah, Nikki Justice, you got to come back. I specifically like how you say Solar's name. You can call that kind of crazy or weird all you want, but I like something about your voice and the way you say Solar's name. Be like, oh, sounds so cute. I think you call him Solar. I think you call him Solar, something like that. Oh, it's so cute. But anyway, yo, people, this is your boy Marwan. Just getting into some criminal law, some criminal procedure things. As you all know, we've been covering a cult leader for a few years. That cult leader has jumped from Caribbean island to some tropical island, to Mexico, Belize, Nicaragua even. Finally came to the United States somehow and ends up in jail on a charge of rape, felony imprisonment, or false imprisonment, and 3 counts at least of revenge porn, posting online some sort of sex acts with a woman allegedly without her permission. Although he has expressed the fact that in his mind, she gave permission. We're not going to get into that yet. As we've noticed in the process so far, he's had bail rejected because of the seriousness of the case. It was rejected in one court because that court just doesn't hear those serious cases. He moved up to the Superior Court to get some bond information, and they denied his bond. They denied his bond. Just like they recently denied Mystical's bond. Mystical, the rapper, has been accused of false imprisonment and rape first degree. So these things happen. Peanut Green, what's up, Jayla Mink? Say hello, everybody, to the chat. Recently, I was forwarded information that an update has come down on Nature Boy's docket, on the court docket. And what it reads is motion to withdraw. Now, any kind of update will probably get people all excited. Some people might give the wrong information and tell you the wrong thing because you're sort of so excited just to see what's going to happen next up in court. But let's discuss this motion to withdraw, which all of you probably already have Googled by now, right? That's the easy thing to do. Just Google, right? And hopefully you Googled motion to withdraw Georgia if you really wanted to get the breakdown. Thank you. Yes, my week is going very well, and I'm thankful. I'm happy. I'm appreciative. What's up? What's up? What's up? Empress what? S-Star Lioness. Hello. Meant to say hello. So, motion to withdraw, right? And I think it was Carbonation Has Fallen. Showed the paperwork, which broke down what happened. So you all know right now that this guy named Nature Boy, this cult leader, black, young-ish cult leader, 40 years old at least, in jail. Now there's a motion to withdraw on his thing that was filed apparently on August 1st. Now, you broke it down, you saw what happened. His lawyer decided to step down. His lawyer, after having consultations with Nature Boy, probably sounding a little bit like this. Hey, look, Nature Boy, I understand you're my client. I understand you got these very serious charges. And trust me, it is my duty to assist you the best way I know how, Mr. Bishop. Just like you saw me in that bond hearing, you saw how I brought in people that weren't even relevant. Oh yeah, I can handle this case. But I got one problem here, Eligio. The thing about these cases, we usually require some loot up front. I mean, sir, you're facing rape. Do you realize how serious that is, sir? So long story short, and as you've heard from Solar, who refused to help financially since he's got the money, Solar refused. This Carbonation funky cult came up with this $15,000 that they need for an attorney, apparently. Either for the attorney that we saw, say that Nature Boy was 30 years old, that brother, or some other attorney, because this attorney that we saw before the arraignment, before the trial starts, giving Nature Boy some time, since his arraignment is on August 23rd, giving him a couple weeks to go find another lawyer, because Nature Boy Carbonation was not paying that lawyer, right? So you got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, a lawyer has pretty much two different entities that he or she is going to be responsible and answering to. You got defense attorneys, they're going to be answering to their client. They're going to be working hard for their client. Advocating zealously is what they call it. For their client. Even if they think their client lying, they're going to try to get less time. Somebody's got to be there to represent even the most guilty. Some people are crazy enough to represent themselves. This lawyer right here said, hey, dude, I need you to pay me, nigga. This ain't no pro bono, no. And there's some intricate situations in this case. And then Nature Boy was like, can you just do it for God? Can you just do this one thing for God? You might end up in heaven. You will have blessings upon blessings return to you tenfold. Come on, man. Just trust me on this one. I got your back if you got my back. Nah, I mean, you a brother, I'm a brother. Help a brother out. No, this stuff doesn't work like that. So this definitely, you will never see motion to withdraw and the case is over, or somebody's asking for the case to be closed. No, the words motion to withdraw mean specific things. One of them is when an attorney decides to just leave the case. Now, ladies and gentlemen, since we have a duty to the court as well as our client, we got to make sure that we are ethically sharp. We got to make sure. So there is something called mandatory withdrawal, and then there's something called permissive, where you can withdraw if you are an attorney. Mandatory, though, you got to withdraw. Cases like that, for example, is if your client, let's say you are a defense attorney, your client basically is asking you to get involved, to be corrupt, to lie, or to be part of some sort of felony, to maybe reach out and contact this young lady, Neytiri, to try to convince her to drop the case. If a defendant tries to get his attorney involved, and if an attorney finds himself or herself involved in some weird crime somehow, that attorney has to withdraw his name. He has to get out, because he's got to be honest and open to the court that, look, there's been some things going on and I can no longer, you don't have to be specific and say, hey, look, this nigga, my defendant had me out here committing crimes for his, no, you would just simply write to the court and say, hey, listen, I can no longer represent XYZ for XYZ. Permissive is like, you know what, I ain't really trying to represent dude no more. He ain't trying to pay me or something like that. But just to let you know that defense attorneys, if you are an attorney and you're in court representing somebody and defending somebody, you have a duty to that person to represent them as zealously, as thorough as you can. You got a duty to the court. The same thing happens in certain cases where, let's just say you got a defendant who is up for working at Walmart, but he stole something out the register, right? I have to tell the court, if I know that person's mother, I have to tell the court. If I know that defendant's family, or if I was involved in some way, if that defendant is my family, I have to let the court know. I have a duty to the court. I got a duty to my client. And that's the bottom line. Some people felt like it was the end of the case, that maybe Neytiri decided to withdraw from the case. No, that would be like a motion to dismiss or something like that, when there's no longer any actionable crime. So we got that up to par, right? A motion to withdraw. This dude said, look, he ain't paying me. He's not paying me. Now, like I said, he's got a hearing on August 23rd. We may end up seeing a public defender instead, because I don't think Nature Boy and them got loot like that. If they had loot like that, they would have paid this dude with that loot. Now, are we saying that maybe they do have the money, but they just didn't want to pay him? That would be silly. That would be crazy. So that's the issue. Now, will that cause a delay in this arraignment that you're going to get? Maybe, because whoever takes on his case now has to familiarize himself with the case, has to get into the case, has to get into this cult thing, this nature. So I can see some potential attorney, whether it's public defender or not, I can see them saying, Your Honor, can we delay this next hearing? I want to go ahead and familiarize myself with the case. I'm going to need maybe 1 or 2 more weeks, Your Honor. And then we'll be waiting another 2 weeks for Nature Boy's thing. So the question is Nature Boy going to try to defend himself? I don't know. That would be crazy when you can get a free public defender for the most part. But he's going to need someone to go up against this serious-ass prosecutor, some people call persecutor. This serious woman by the name of Tabitha Benzino, or whatever her name is, right? She's part of the Benzino family, I think. I know I'm getting her last name wrong. I'm doing it on purpose. But if you look a little closer into who she is, check out her LinkedIn page or whatever, you will know she's a senior district attorney. So she's up there and she's working with a specific group in the DA's office that focuses on sex crimes, sex assault. They go straight to her when they want to get this done. Let's see other cases, though, where she's handled a rape. He's going to use True as his lawyer. Well, at least he would be able to control his lawyer in that case. He would be able to control. But check this out. This is a case that she dealt with where the judge gave a defendant 3 life sentences for rape, y'all. She's apparently among the elite of the elite in this state. And when it comes to rape, ladies and gentlemen, she is the one they go to. Accepting all these goddamn cookies. Look at this gentleman. Does he look familiar? Got a little nature boy in his eyes? Deontay Mop. He's a serial rapist, right? We may hear, if Nature Boy's case goes to court, we may hear of other witnesses who said, yeah, he forced me to do something. Yeah, Nature Boy forced me to do something sexual. I didn't really want to do it. I didn't even know it was rape. So we can't call Nature Boy a serial rapist per se, but this guy pleaded guilty. This guy pleaded guilty in Decatur. He's a Decatur man charged in a string of unsolved rape cases. But he pled guilty. Deontay Map, 39, right around the same age as Nature Boy, pleaded guilty as indicted to kidnapping, 3 counts, which is serious. That's one of the 7 deadly sins laws of Georgia. Kidnapping. He caught him on rape, 3 counts. Aggravated sodomy, 2 counts. That's 3 of the 7 deadly sins laws. Aggravated assault on top of that, in connection with sexual assault crimes against 3 women dating back to 2006, and the violent assault of a 4th woman in 2015 that led to a break in all those other cases. Wow. June 28, 2006, you got a 17-year-old female met this dude near her South DeKalb home and agreed to go on a date later that evening. The attacker drove her to a nearby park where the encounter turned aggressive. He slapped her, forced her to perform sex acts before raping and strangling her. She was able to escape and call police. 7 years later, 23-year-old woman was walking home along Candler Road near Flat Shoals Road in DeKalb County when a stranger approached and began walking with the victim, trying to persuade her to give him a number. After the woman refused, he grabbed her by her neck, threw her to the ground near a wooded area, and raped her before fleeing. The victim immediately reported the attack to the police. And please, thank you all for pressing that like button. Let's get that up. March 21st, 2015, a 3rd victim, only 23, was walking along Candler Road, interesting, Candler Road again, near Rainbow Drive to catch a bus to work when an attacker grabbed her from behind, put her in a headlock, and jammed a gun in her back, threatened to shoot her if she screamed. The victim was taken to a wooded area where the attacker proceeded to strangle and rape the victim. She escaped into a female passerby's vehicle. She notified police, later hospitalized for being strangled. June of 2015, which I believe is the last one, 3 months later, a 4th victim was walking in the same area. Candler Road, this seems to be a thing. Candler Road, Candler Road. After getting off a bus from work, as she was talking on her cell phone, beware ladies, she was approached from behind by an attacker who began strangling her as she was on the phone. The victim was then forced into a wooded area where she began to scream and fight the attacker off. She ran home to her boyfriend, who came right back to that area, probably armed, ready to kill. But that dude was located, and he was beaten. Yes, see? He got his ass beat. I love it. He's got his ass beat. You had detectives involved. Dude entered a guilty plea. Man, I thought Homegirl did this case. I'm bugging, man. Hold on. First of all, I only talked about that because I thought Homegirl did the case. So what I am going to do is OCGC News. What's her name? Tabitha Ponzino. Senior D District. All right, so we got that here. We're going to talk about it. Look at her, Senior Assistant District Attorney. Oh, she looks like, yeah, she's got that sister vibe, of course. Very cool. This man was sentenced to life in prison for molesting, and it came up under Tabitha's name. Like I said, she's working in a sex crime unit in DeKalb County DA's office. This man is 56, sentenced to life in prison for sexually assaulting a female relative who was 13 years old. First of all, I need to find Tabitha's name. Here we go. This case assigned to DA's Sexual Exploitation and Crimes Against Children Unit. So Tabitha's with the CCAC unit, prosecuted by Senior Assistant District Attorney Tabitha Pasmino. Tabitha Pasmino prosecuted this case. It was not a plea. It involved juries. The jury returned guilty verdict on March 10th. Of what year? This year. So Nature Boy's probably bumped into this guy behind bars against this guy on charges of aggravated sexual battery and child molestation. The charges against this dude date back to August 2016, when the female victim was staying with her mother at Dubos's Lithonia home for a family reunion. Thank y'all so much for pressing that like button. Dubose assaulted the victim while others in the house were asleep. 2 days later, the victim disclosed the assault to her mother, thank goodness. Hopefully, the mother believed her, and they immediately reported the incident to DeKalb County Police. The investigation revealed that defendant Dubose had also molested the child 2 months prior. Following his conviction, DeKalb Superior Court Judge Stacy Heydrich sentenced Dubose to life in prison, plus 20 years, just in case, y'all. 19 of those additional 20 years will be served in custody, with the balance, which is just 1 year, on probation. That is heavy, but again, this case was a heavy case as it involved unfortunate realities for people here. But as you can see, she's a lovely lady. She went to UCF, apparently, which is what? Let's learn a little bit more about her. Bookstagram. Let's see if we can find her here. Wait a minute. Are we going to find her here? Are we? Oh! Here she is, Tabitha Pasmino, class of 2011. Tell us a little about you. I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia, and I love spending time with friends and family, exploring the city, trying new activities. As someone who lived in the Caribbean as a young child, she's a Caribbean dem. As someone who lived in the Caribbean as a young child and grew up in Florida for most of my life, I love being out in the sun and by the water. If I can be by the pool, go to the beach, or for a nature walk slash hike, I will do so in a heartbeat. I also love being outdoors and enjoy watching sports as well as attending sporting events. I love meeting new people and getting to know their backgrounds because the truth is, everyone has a story worth telling. Ain't that right? Now she's telling the story of Nature Boy. In the court of law, why did you start a Bookstagram? I started a Bookstagram to help keep myself accountable in reading and writing, but also to encourage others who are on that same journey. I've always loved reading and writing, but over the years I wouldn't carve out the time to do it. It was easy to blame the busyness of life, work, and relationships on why I didn't take time for the things I love. It wasn't until the pandemic occurred that I was really forced to slow down and reevaluate things. In that process, I rekindled my love for books. She said rekindled, right? The Kindle, play on words, good, good, good. Bars! Rekindled my love for books, and I wanted to find others who also shared that same love. Most importantly, I wanted to encourage others with their journey through life and let them know it's okay if you haven't read all the classics. She would be very pissed off learning that Nature Boy kept his disciples from reading. What's our favorite part of running a Bookstagram account? My favorite part of running this account is the community. I didn't fully understand it until I was in it. The people you meet in the Bookstagram space start to become friends and support system. Over time, you start to spend more time interacting with them, and organizing and meeting up becomes a special community that you didn't know you needed. They tell you what books to look out for, what events are happening, and where you can possibly get advanced copies of free books. Overall, this Bookstagram community supports others and helps everyone in their journey. It becomes a happy place. What she recommends that you all read: Born a Crime, Stories from a South African Childhood by Trevor Noah. Also, Memorial Drive by Natasha Trethaway, and The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead, just in case you all are in any way, shape, or form interested in any of that. Last but not least, see if anything comes up here. She attended Emory University for law school, which is good. She's a senior assistant for 4 years, very seasoned in her job. She spent 2 years, 2 months as a county district attorney, prosecuted as lead counsel and second chair on multiple complex major cases to include sex assault, sex exploitation of kids, trafficking of persons for sexual servitude, aggravated child molestation. She argued contested hearings, including preliminary hearings, bond hearings, as we've seen, motions to suppress evidence, motions to introduce other acts or similar transactions, motions in limine regarding improper character evidence and or rape shield evidence. Very good. She's big on the DeKalb County DA's office. Ever since 2013, she's been involved in that. Chinese judges program. She taught a month-long intensive program on constitutional law, criminal procedure, and trial practice to students and judges from China. Very good. Shout out to her. So I wanted to make sure we covered both sides of the legal arena. We learned a little bit about this prosecutor, Tabitha Ponzino. I'm not going to call her Benzino, sort of a joke, but not really a joke. We looked at motion to withdraw, right? You usually hear it in a court when a defendant wants to write a motion to withdraw his guilty plea. That's another moment where you hear the words motion to withdraw. Usually when you've got a defendant that first pled guilty, but later on he wants to withdraw that guilty plea. So always pay attention to the language. The case is still moving forward. There may be a delay if he gets another attorney because that new attorney may request more time. But we are dealing with an arraignment where this guy is going to be informed of the charges against him and whether or not he is going to plead guilty or not. So we'll see how it goes, y'all. I want to thank you all for coming through. Thank you, Stinson as the soup. Thank you, Lisa Jane. Clever Stranger coming through. Peanut Green, Sunfruit. Hello. Big Trouble in Little Atlanta. So that's pretty much it for today. I just wanted to bring this here. Hopefully on your way out, if you appreciated the video, you can just press that like button. Thank you to all those also who continue to support, maybe by way of donations or whatever. I appreciate that as well. Shout out to you all. And this is my ending note on the legal situations. Jess D, am I a licensed attorney? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Licensed only in New York. Now, the next question is, how do we know? How do we know? Where is your proof? Proof is at, and some people already tried what they thought was doxing my information and all that. So pretty much there, although I am not an active criminal attorney, I don't end up in court at all. These days we're dealing with companies that want to come together and merge as one company. And there are all these laws out here preventing things like monopolies. So we make sure there's investigations and all that kind of thing. Thank you, Ann Jones. What do I think about the pastor in Brooklyn? Pastor Bling Bling is what someone calls him. Pastor Bling Bling apparently has some other issues to deal with that point to possibly a corrupt character in that specific pastor. I don't know. But if that pastor was robbed, I don't know. There are different things that go through your mind, Did the pastor set it up himself somehow? Is someone exacting revenge on the pastor through this burglary? All types of things go through your mind, including, damn, niggas just rolling up into churches now, robbing them on live stream. I'm like, wow. I was thinking about covering that a little bit, but we'll see. A Bible scholar. All right, we'll call them that. That's what most of them are, right? That's what most of them are. Mere Bible scholars. That's it. They often fall short on the pastoring, while some of them are just mainly busy pastoring that ass, pastoring people's sons' penises, which is sick. Is that what he did? He only robbed the pastor and the wife? Yeah, clearly I don't know everything. I don't know everything regarding that case, but I wanted to bring this here today. It looks like the brother that we last saw representing Nature Boy, the last attorney, the brother who kept rambling, really. And on record, he said Nature Boy was 30 years old. And on record, he said Nature Boy was this prolific author. And on record, he said Nature Boy got property, waiting, got jobs. On record, that last attorney representing Nature Boy said some things. And you may find my parody, my jokey joke video with that lawyer's face in my collection of videos you can go back and check out. So thank you all for coming through here today. 10, 20 more people on your way out. Press that like button. Really appreciate it. And this is your boy Marwan signing out. About to head out, y'all.